Oh, Pixar. When it comes to their films, there's just something about them that seems to make great efforts to tug at your heartstrings through animation, and for the most part, good storytelling. But well, after having seen Lightyear, there's definitely a reason this film has come to fall short of anything that even remotely feels like I just watched something from the very same Pixar that I would normally hold in high regard, given the handful of gems that they've produced in the past. However, as much as I'd like to say that this film was a success, considering how much the film meant to Andy from Toy Story, now, I'd have to say the kid's choices in movies certainly comes into question after seeing this film. But honestly, Andy, I'm not gonna let them soil your name like that, and pretend for even half a second that this woke mess actually came out in 1995. So no worries, Andy, you're in the clear. But when it comes to watching this movie, it's a lot like watching Andy's dreams of adventuring outer space with Buzz get hijacked by people with vegan cats. The film starts out simple enough with Buzz Lightyear alongside the most diverse best friend and commanding officer he could ask for, Alicia Hawthorne, both of whom are trying to determine if the planet they're exploring is habitable or not. But as Buzz plays second fiddle in his own movie to his diversity officer Alicia, it almost makes you wonder, why didn't Andy come home with a toy of Buzz's diversity officer instead? Considering just how much better she is than Buzz at arguably everything he does, or how many times she has to rescue him from the hostile plants of Jumanji. Yes, that's right, the planet does indeed have life forms on it, plants to be exact. Meaning, this place actually should meet all the criteria of a habitable planet, but as soon as the plants of Jumanji get annoying enough, suddenly they both officially label the entire planet as uninhabitable. Wait, what? Are you fucking serious? Just because some weeds got the best of you for a moment after finding a planet with everything needed to support life, you're just gonna rule it out entirely now? If that's all it takes for you to simply give up and move on to the next planet, how do either of you even still have jobs at this point if this is the protocol? Anyways, while Buzz and his crew make an attempt to escape the planet in a spaceship that appears to be cartoonishly proportioned in terms of its massive size, unfortunately, Buzz damages their ship in the process and causes them to become marooned on the planet, seemingly for good. I guess it's a good thing the planet was actually inhabitable this entire time, right? But what are they supposed to do now? Well, if you guessed that they magically create an entire advanced colony infrastructure around this massive ship in just one short year and build the equivalent of an entire futuristic city around it in just a few short decades with seemingly no known resources, machinery, or manpower to accomplish any of this on a completely barren planet with hostile as fuck deadly plants to impede construction at literally all times, well, you, my friend, would be right. With all of this taking place within a completely absurd time frame, given the amount of people and resources they have on this planet, coming exclusively from that one ship, while deadly plants now assume the role of quirky comic relief, should we know how they possibly accomplished this, or how many people it would take to do this? Nope. Or how about, if the ship is fully repaired at this point, why the hell can't they use it? Like, at all? So is it just like a big house now? How about all the roles and duties each person on board would have to not only have expert level knowledge on, but also have the sheer amount of physical manpower needed from this crew to do all this? Nope. But whatever. Move on already. No more questions. They just do it. Because they, somehow mined everything they could ask for on an alien planet, straight out of their ass apparently, okay? Is that good enough for you, audience? No? Well, too bad, because in Pixar's Lightyear, we keep things moving. So, it's during the following dragged out scenes of the conveniently ignored bullshit construction time-lapse that a miscalculation was made as Buzz test flies a small ship into reaching hyperspeed to attempt to get them all off the planet if he discovers how to sustain it. However, the miscalculation itself causes Buzz to jump years into the future with each attempt. So Buzz just casually discovers time travel now? I mean, that's great, isn't it? Is this why Andy liked him so much? 'Cause with this achievement, he's made history, right? Hey, here's an idea. Maybe to honor him, one day he'll have a statue or something built after him, right? Nah, who am I kidding? Time travel? Who cares? Trust me, the last thing this world needs is another statue of a white guy, when this film clearly has better, more diverse candidates. Who bravely sits behind their desk the entire time, as Buzz repeatedly risks his life for each and every test. To top it off, this is exactly where the film takes the liberty of using the entire first 30 minutes of the film to preach the vegan cat owner's gospel with the usual mix of incompetent lead male characters in their own movies, or legacy characters being outperformed by the younger generation with ease, and lastly, the most virtuous, strongest, bravest, and most diverse female character who has biological kids with her wife somehow, I guess. 'Cause these boxes ain't gonna check themselves. Now, where have I seen this before, I wonder? Or rather, whose parents took this very same route in literally the most recent released Disney-owned film that came out just before this movie? Call me crazy, but I'm starting to see a theme here. It's almost as though in the future of Disney, or even Pixar films now for that matter, that once again, the ladies of the future simply don't need men at all. Not for relationships, reproduction, or even to tame the wilderness of foreign planets by constructing an entire city in the middle of said wilderness from arguably nothing but hopes and dreams. Outside of that, there's a little character named Socks, who, given his diet, is a presumably vegan, talking robot cat, just like the writers would want it, as well as more robots. And finally, what appears to be a background story for Zurg, Buzz's original archenemy. But, how about, nah. 'Cause after you've already used up 30 minutes of the film preaching the blue hair gospel to your targeted younger audience, who cares about the villain's background story at this point, right? So yeah, hey audience, remember Buzz? Well, copy, fucking, paste. There's your villain, everybody, fully embracing his inner toxic, straight white male narcissism. Next. Now as for the ending, Buzz then beats his copy and pasted evil self with a copy and pasted version of his diversity officer. And that's it. That's the film. Damn, Andy. Honestly, your favorite childhood toy and movie character deserved a lot better. 'Cause after seeing this film, I don't think a single kid will run home excited as hell they just saw this movie like you once did. Much less fall in love with the very same character, who was consistently outperformed by not only his diversity officer and her statue, but by her younger copy and pasted self as well. In this movie, the safe space gospel may have gone to infinity and beyond, but if you're telling me this was supposed to be the movie that a young kid like Andy saw all the way back in 1995, needless to say, I don't think Woody would have ever had to worry about Buzz even being brought home in the first place. Anyways, I hope you guys like this review, so feel free to comment down below and let me know what movie you'd like me to review next, whether it's good or whether it's another mandatory film for the genderless children of the modern parents Andy never had. Remember, I'll fucking judge.
Our leadership over there has been so welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda.
We don't want to just assume because someone might be in our interpretation maybe presenting as female that they may not want to be called princess.
I was just wherever I could just basically adding queerness to if you see anything queer in the show, I'm proud of them. But I just was no one would stop me and no one was trying to stop me.